Hey, AfterBuzzers, you're watching the Once Upon a Time after show here at AfterBuzz TV. It's the season finale, season 5, episodes 22 and 23. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Like, where's your opera version?
Beautiful. All right, guys. Hello, everyone. I'm Tiona Hobson. Welcome to our show. I'm Roxy's girl right here.
Oh my god. I'm so lucky.
We were fighting before the cameras started rolling, so I had to make it up to her. Joining me, I've got the beautiful Roxy Striar. Say hi.
Hi, guys. You can find me everywhere at Roxy Striar because I talk about the finale.
Woo! And then we got Marisa Serafini.
Hello, everyone. Yes, you can follow me on Twitter at Serafini TV.
And Mr. Blake McIver.
Hello, and you can follow me at Blake McIver.
Woo! All right, guys. It's a 2-hour finale, and we have less than an hour to talk about it all. Marisa, let's just get into things.
Well, first of all, Outlaw Queen is still gone, so sorry, I had to start us out
Wow.
like
Just
that.
like we're up high, and then Marisa just shoots us back down.
No, I'll bring us back up. But Queen was on fire tonight.
Come through,
so,
Queen.
I mean, hello, Regina.
Regina, yes. I love it.
And thank you, everyone, for the amazing tweets during the week of, condolences, because I needed it.
Did you get an edible arrangement?
No, but
okay.
I could.
Then they don't care enough.
You should.
No edible arrangement, no feelings.
But I did, in fairness, this was a fun finale, and I think it opened a lot of doors into new stories for the next season.
Yeah.
I felt like it was a more fun premiere than it was a fun finale. And I know that Once has a tendency to go this route a little bit, but I feel like we introduced such new characters and such new storylines that I don't even know if I feel like we really wrapped out our season.
Right.
So there were parts of it that I loved, and there were parts of it that really confused me, which is why I'm so excited to pick your guys' brain tonight. Pick your brain.
Pick your brain. Yeah, I agree with you on that, Roxy. I feel like we needed a little more closure on a few things. It was exciting to start some new storylines, but yeah, let's get on into it.
Let's get on into it. So, basically, the gist of this whole thing starts because Henry has decided that he needs to destroy magic because it is ruining everyone's lives.
Because he's being an angsty teenager.
A very angsty teenager. I mean, I get it. He's frustrated and whatnot, but it wasn't the smartest idea. And I feel like Henry's the kind of person who goes in with a couple plans, but he had no plan for that one.
No,
but
I mean, it was a valiant effort, but it did not last long.
He does enlist the help of Violet, who we haven't seen in a while. No, Blake wasn't impressed.
Sorry, I was trying to check. That was one of those moments where I needed to check my face. My mother would say, check your face.
I don't think you need to. I think let your face be your face.
I mean, Violet, the most bonus material.
Yeah.
Bonus material.
I couldn't agree more. And I feel like I was the biggest Henry and Violet supporter.
You were.
Because of the whole Only You
loved
saga.
them.
Yeah, I loved them. At every moment she was in this episode, especially when the rest of the team was around, or these 2 episodes, I was like, but what is she doing there?
I just wanted to yell at her, who are you?
It's not like she had anywhere to go, but I was like, okay, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Like,
No, stay in New York.
I kind of had the same feeling. I was like, why are you here? What are you adding to the story?
Yes,
Henry can easily do this by himself.
Yeah, there were moments when she would be in scenes with all these people, and you're just kind of thinking, oh, it's weird that like you've got the whole main cast here, and then she's just there too.
Right.
Someone who we haven't.
Bless you.
she made me sneezy.
Oh, you're allergic to Violet.
I missed the dwarfs.
Yes, apparently.
So I'm sneezy. Get it? It was funny.
I got it.
Got it.
I got it.
Cool. I was just making sure that you understood the joke.
Thanks, Doctor.
Is that your evil queen laugh?
That sounded like Mickey Mouse laugh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
We digress.
So Henry and Violet take off. They run away together.
Vilenry, I called them. Because they're vile together.
They aren't, though. That's the thing.
Violenry.
Like, if they want us to ship them, or even like her as a character, they need to be careful with what they're
they
doing
need to give
here.
her something to do.
Yeah, because she can't just be whatever he's saying. Like, of course, whatever. And even tonight, get behind me. Okay.
Right.
Don't be that girl.
No.
Don't get behind any man, you know?
No.
So,
Preach, girl.
Yeah.
Amen.
Also, what was Henry gonna do to stop Gold?
Well, I think at that moment he thought Gold didn't have magic, so he thought he was going to literally like fight him with physical prowess.
I think he just wanted to stick up for his woman and try to be a man in this situation.
Just okay. I like that, Marissa. But they go on a little New York adventure together. It's kind of cute. They go to his dad Neil's apartment because apparently Neil told Henry a super secret that he was trying to destroy magic at one point, but no one else knew this.
Yeah.
Convenient. So
Operation Mixtape.
Operation Mixtape.
This was the most unbelievable thing in all of Once Upon a Time. Like, magic aside, the fact that that apartment in Manhattan would not have been rented.
Who's paying
That's
the
the
rent
most
on
unbelievable thing.
it? Who's paying for the rent?
I am.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, then.
Solved.
Yes.
It would have been evicted so fast.
Just the whole business.
And that, like, no one has been there in months or years at this point, and everything's clean and just sitting there ready to go.
I'm so mad at you guys because of all the nitpicky things I came up with, that wasn't one of them.
Well, I mean, real estate in Manhattan, it stresses me out.
You're right. You're absolutely right. But now I'm just thinking about that. I'm very upset.
Very upset about it. But they go to this library, and it's in the library that we get some new information that's kind of cool. We find out about all the different books that are out there, and they're all stories that Henry has never, with characters that we don't know or have seen before or anything like
Actually,
that.
we do know them because
Like-
we've seen them flick through the pages. We see Don Quixote and all these stories.
Oh, yeah, there was
Yeah.
the windmill, the Man of La Mancha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we know them.
We know
but they
them,
know
but
them.
they
but
don't.
like, I mean, they've
The
been to
people from
school,
yeah.
right?
I thought
That's
this was
school
cool.
curriculum.
This is actually one of my
No, I get
favorite
it,
parts of the episode.
Yeah, it was mine too.
Well, us actually, like, there are stories and stories. Like, we've been on this one damn story for so long, and I've been thinking, okay, he keeps writing it, so there's more, but is there more that we don't know about or more characters? So now I thought this was actually really interesting, and for next season, or however many seasons we get of Once Upon a Time, this could be a great device. That being said, like, bringing this up in the season finale and piquing my interest, cool, but then us actually going to one of these places and getting into the story, not my favorite.
Well, and also, if we're going to step outside the Disney sort of canon,
Exactly.
that's great and fun, but really, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, like, that's where we're going to go first? Of all the stories and all
You know
the
what?
lands.
I get that. In fairness, I do agree with you, Roxy. I think it's good that this is a good storytelling device to open the doors to other stories that we know are already out there and getting out of the Disney lore and all those legends. I mean, we've had Dr. Will, who was
Yeah.
Frankenstein back in
Right,
like season
right.
2.
That's
so
true.
I mean, and then to add Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, I think it's just a good explanation and a good reason to bring more different stories and characters into this show.
And I actually love the pick of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde because I think that it's a story that a lot of people know the name but don't know the story, and the characters are so fascinating, and then the way that we are developing the story, what they could do to us, and the good and the evil, and bringing in these. I mean, we've been playing around with Evil Regina for so long. We've been playing around with Rumple for so long. We've been playing around with Pan and Cruella and Ursula, whatever. We've been playing around with all these people. We needed a whole new big bad, and I think this is a perfect thing to carry out for the entire rest of next season. Especially because I actually really enjoyed the performances of both of them.
Both of them
Yeah,
were
both
really
of them
good.
are really great.
Spot on. So I was
Yeah.
excited about that, but I do get what you're saying in a sense because we have a lot of options, and this is what we chose. So we better make it good
Yeah.
because this is what we chose.
And I agree with you. I love both the actors that are playing both parts of him.
Well, I just want to say that there's still so much more Disney stuff that we could have explored and gone with.
Yeah,
I
like your
do
namesake.
see, yes, like my namesake. That's exactly where I'm getting with this, Blake. Thank you.
Reading your mind.
I mean, there
No
are
big deal.
people in the chat who've been bringing up Tiona. I almost wore my Princess Tiona T-shirt
Yes,
tonight,
but
just
when
as
we
like
go-
a rally. Get Princess Tiona, Dr. Fossier, and
Dr. Facilier,
Yeah.
yes.
What
like
happens when we
Prince
go
Naveen.
new Disney? We get Merida.
Ew.
who just needs to comb her hair.
Speaking of bonus material.
And also leave.
Well, she did leave.
She just needs to comb her hair and also go away.
But we keep seeing
Well,
her.
she
She keeps
did,
popping in for like one obnoxious line.
That's
Okay,
true.
but what I felt bad about for some of these characters was everyone leaves. Emma and Regina are chasing after Henry and Violet, and magic might disappear. So, what's her face? Zelena opens up the portal, right? So that all these people can go back to where they came from. These people haven't been seen all this half of the season. And then they were invited back for one scene of them just walking off and going away. And I was like,
yes, they were.
Yeah.
That's kind of shitty.
Paycheck.
It is,
Thank you.
But it's also a quick way to literally say goodbye to all these people they don't want to write a storyline.
Yeah,
for
but it's
anymore.
also, it felt like I don't know, like a cop-out way to, like, just get... It's like, hey,
'Cause
you
it
invited
is.
them all here. You should have found a way to get rid of them all
Yeah.
within the story instead of, like,
And those were all the refugees from Camelot, yes?
It was Camelot. It was Robin Hood's men.
Oh,
from
Sherwood
the
Forest,
Sherwood
and all of
Forest,
it,
like
yeah.
Merida, who...
We were putting a nice little bow on a situation that we didn't actually want to take care of anymore.
Yeah, I was
That's
like, I
what it
don't...
was.
It was
I
all the
don't
miscellaneous
care.
characters.
Yeah.
Didn't care.
But would you have liked it better if we spent a lot of time on them? Because to me, that would have been
No.
worse. I
No,
feel
but
like.
just we haven't mentioned them all this season. Like Violet, haven't seen her, since
Yeah, we didn't even
went
really
to hell.
need to
Like,
explain it.
I feel like there's so many characters who come and go on this show with no explanation of where they've been for years. Like Cinderella still lives in Storybrooke. Haven't seen
We
her
haven't seen her,
in
and I miss
ages.
that girl.
Yeah, she got a baby and
Miss
just
her.
disappeared. She's like my friends who have kids and then never call me again.
She is.
Okay. And what about Aurora and Philip are still out there
Yeah,
somewhere?
they're still out
Yeah,
there.
I'm still thinking
They're in a
about
different
Red
world.
all day, every day. Ruby girl.
Oh,
like-
Yeah.
Ruby.
She's in Chesapeake Shores.
There's so many
She is still making out
questions
with
that are
Dorothy.
still
Yep.
out there.
Come through, yes.
hope so.
Come through. So we've talked about Henry and Violet. Let's talk about Regina and Emma a little bit because their relationship has come so far from season 1, and then Emma has to break the news that Hook is back and Robin Hood is still dead.
But
Sorry,
she doesn't get to break the
She
news.
doesn't. Like, I'm just looking at Marissa and I'm like, I don't know how to
say it out loud.
I'm like, I don't know how to say this, especially since I was just so. I'm like Emma. I'm like so
You're
happy
happy,
that Hook
I'm
is
not.
back, and
Okay.
I don't know how to have two emotions at the same time.
Well, first of all, because I missed last week, I'm so sorry for your loss, Marissa.
Yes,
Thank
I
you.
am too,
I'm very
Marissa.
sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Now is going to be the part of the sentence that you don't like me anymore after.
Okay.
This,
It's so early in our show, Roxy.
I know. This entire season, you could have, I think, skipped. I think you literally could have watched till the end of season 4 and then picked up at season 6 had it not been for Robin's death. I don't think you would have had a single question. So I at least this is something that actually happened, because all of our other characters that died and went to the underworld came back, and all of our love stories that broke up came back together. So it's like, no, I didn't want this to be the thing that happened, but at least something happened this season. Like
I thought you were going to say at least it wasn't Hook. I was like, dang, that was
Dems
rude.
fighting
Well, I would be saying the same thing. I would be
Yeah.
devastated,
No, I mean-
but
I get where you're coming from, Roxy. Like, we spent a good 6 to 7 episode arc of getting people back, and they had their resolves. And then the one person who didn't was Regina, of course. Like, I get it. And I think it was a catalyst for what they're setting up for season 6 with the whole Regina's character. Not to, jump ahead. But I get it. There had to be one big tragedy, I guess, or some shocking value storyline in the show to make it interesting.
right.
Because everything else wasn't.
Right. Now, that being said, I'm sorry. Tonight I was totally Team Regina. Like, Emma,
Don't be sorry.
Emma, what are you thinking? Like, trying to tell her to sit it out and tell her
Yeah.
what to do? I hate when adults do this. Like, you're a grown woman. Don't tell another adult that they can't.
Well, we
Yeah,
have the amazing
in Time
moment
Out.
where she said, when you're upset, we follow you into hell.
Yeah.
When I'm
Yeah.
upset, you give me a timeout.
Yes.
That was a great line.
Yeah.
Come
Yes.
through, Regina.
Ridiculous. And
It's
she
such
said,
a double standard.
you benched me, I'm going to bench you. And I wrote down, yeah.
Yes.
I
So,
agree.
just to play on the opposite side of this,
Uh-oh.
couldn't you argue that Emma does raise a good point? The last time Regina lost someone she loved, she waged wars, created Storybrooke, like cursed, like hunted a
was
small
5 seasons ago.
a small child, Snow White,
was literally 5
wanted to
seasons ago.
literally kill her.
So check in with her. So check in. Be like,
mean,
hey, I
I-
want to check in with you.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
think that Emma could have been a better friend, but I think it's something that everyone was thinking, and Emma was the one to voice it
Yeah,
because
it wasn't-
Emma's the
wasn't
only
afraid
one.
to say it.
But Emma's the only one who can say to Regina, you need to sit out. If anyone else had done that, it wouldn't have, like, because of Regina and Emma's relationship, Emma telling Regina last season, take the dagger, and if you need to use it, you know, like, stop me at whatever cost.
Right.
I think because they have that relationship, it was a little bit okay. I'm not agreeing fully with Emma. I just think it's a little bit okay where you can see where she's coming from.
No, like, I get it. And I think it comes with the editing, the audience itself. You know, seeing the preview for this episode tonight, we're all expected to say, oh, because, and I also made the Buffy reference last week when there was a big death and then someone went apeshit. Mm-hmm. And so, like, I think people were already conditioned to think, oh, something happened, so they're going to be angry and lash out. And in this case, it's Regina being the evil queen. Are we going to see that side again? Yeah, everyone's going to think. I mean, even I thought, because it would be kind of cool to see. But I think that's also just, like, a testament to the contrived editing. Mm-hmm. But that also makes for a good storyline. But for Emma, I think their relationship, like you said, Tiona, they've grown so much that Emma should have at least given Regina the benefit of the doubt. Mm-hmm. Or at least had a moment before even jumping to conclusions of what Regina could be capable of doing.
Yeah.
So, like, Emma, girl, I mean, if you really do consider Regina your family and a good, true friend, you go up to her first and have this moment of rationalization. It's like, hey, are you okay?
Right.
Do you need anything before you go crazy evil queen again?
Emma did say at some point, though, I should have checked in with you more. I should have cared more about being your friend. So I think she even acknowledged that she didn't handle the situation perfectly.
But the problem with this whole freaking city is that before Emma can even say 2 words or get Regina in a private situation, all hell breaks loose and Gold's like doing magic and stuff, and so it's like no one has time to think to slow
Gold.
Down.
Bye.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Gold.
Okay, she's
Roxy has
she's
passed.
over it.
My biggest question in this whole like Regina Emma journey is why did they need to stop at Hardee's? There wasn't food in Boston or Manhattan.
I
why was that necessary?
I feel like it was Regina's first time.
Oh,
always pointing out the things that I don't even hate until you say them. I mean,
I'm so sorry.
They are on the East Coast, so that makes it Hardee's.
It does make it Hardee's, not Carl's Jr. But I was like, why Hardee's? Why Hardee's, ladies?
I think
Why
maybe
Hardee's?
sponsor advertisement. Gotta get that Hardee's.
sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yep. Speaking of sponsor advertisement, though, I thought that they did. We're just talking about money now. I thought that this episode looked really good and expensive.
It did.
Same here.
It did.
I was like, oh, this is why they
Budget.
saved all their money for this episode.
I thought the exact same thing too. I was like, wow, they spent like a lot of time on this whole new world, this whole new realm.
Which I thought we were going to
didn't
kick it in for a while, but no.
No, we stayed for 2 episodes of this, but we couldn't see the amazingness of that for Underworld for like 6 to 7 episodes. Come on.
Our people needed to go through the portal that way, so we could spend time away from Storybrooke. And I'm not talking about the Underworld where it looks like Storybrooke also. Because we're in a place that looks completely different. You're going to design this whole place, and then you're not going to let us chill there at all?
No.
Sorry, you were just getting kind of angry, and I just was.
Tiona got scared.
I completely
Getting
agree
all
with you,
scared.
Roxy.
T throwing shade and Marissa agreeing with me.
But it looked pretty. It looked awesome, and the animation for the whole blue screen was awesome.
It was good.
Yeah.
And let's talk about this land of untold stories a little bit. I mean, I had no idea where we were until they literally forced the guy to drink the potion and was like, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
But seeing everyone walking around and stuff, I was like, are we in, like, is that Esmeralda? Is it Aladdin? Like, where?
He did say outcast, and
Outcast.
immediately we saw a gypsy in front of a little like storefront in a purple skirt,
Yes,
and I
I
did
was
get
like-
uncomfortably excited.
Yeah, so I was like,
Yeah.
is the hunchback here? Like, what is happening? Where are we? Who are these
I'd
people?
love to see Quasimodo.
I might be crazy, but I'm still not quite positive where we were. Like, I know who we were, but they were talking about all the different places within this place. So
People end up there when their stories are untold, or as I
Right.
like to call it, God help the outcast's realm.
yeah, I
God
guess.
help the outcast.
I want to go back there so bad. I figured it out when he said, I used to be a doctor, or like I was once some sort of doctor.
Right.
And then I took my headphones off and looked at Blake and was like, no, you think?
Jekyll and Hyde.
because I was
you
still-
did say it really early
I was
on.
still sitting there and I was like, Roxy
I
said
said
this
it
at
early,
like
too.
30 minutes in. Marissa kept saying a lot of things to me, but we were headphones, and so I kept not hearing. I was like, yeah.
Thanks,
Oh, now you know.
I only called Dr. Jekyll like 10 minutes into the episode. But
Yeah, I
okay,
mean,
whatever.
and I believe her, but here's the thing: Tiona didn't hear, so I'm still sitting there like,
So it
where
never happened.
Where the heck
Yeah.
are we? What's going on? And then Marissa's like, see, I told you, and I was like, huh?
Oh,
I was like,
right.
oh yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh my bad, guys. I'm sorry.
I believe her.
Yeah,
She's
it's
read
a-
all those stories too.
I know exactly,
Yeah,
and
she knows.
I'm not familiar with the Jekyll and Hyde stories, so
You should be.
like I know who they are, I know what they do to each other, but
Wow.
Shadiest
This
table
was
ever.
It just got freezing in this
did
studio.
Elsa walk
great
in by any
stories.
chance? Because I just got really cold.
I mean,
Oh my god, Elsa.
let it go, guys. Let it go.
Let it go.
Yeah.
That was an interesting storyline.
Yeah.
You should read them. They're actually great stories, but that's the cool thing too, because the story of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, it's like they're very dark characters. It's a very dark story. So if we're gonna go like a very dark storyline for season 6, I'd kind of be for it.
Yeah.
Once
Yeah.
Upon a Penny Dreadful.
Yes.
I do the Penny Dreadful after show.
Professor Serafini.
Yeah.
That's what we call her on the show.
That's amazing.
The professor. So after the portal that Zelena opens, who was it? Hook, Snow, David, and Zelena all get sucked through the portal. I love that Zelena said, "Get back to Granny," and pushes the baby away so that the baby's not involved in this.
Smart.
But I love Regina's line, again?
Yes,
Because
again.
the audience was like, again?
Yeah.
Another portal? They just got back.
another realm. Is this how we're ending this again? But they end up here and they meet. They met Jekyll first, who was pretending to be like a groundskeeper type of person, and he's like, "You have to get away. You have to get away." They get locked up, and then this whole story unfolds with this whole Jekyll and Hyde thing.
I love Hyde, though. Sam Witwer, he's awesome.
He's really good.
Yeah.
He's-
Hyde is
Yeah. No, he's been to the studios. He's actually pretty cool. And, like, I liked his voice, how he portrayed
voice.
a darker
And I liked his
version.
eyes too. What they
Yeah.
did with
Like
the
bloodshot?
red-
Bloodshot.
Yeah.
very cool.
I think
Scary.
I think that they knew we wanted something different, and they have a very strong concept here, and they're going to run with it, which is why I am excited. But he was amazing.
And
I
I
think it's a great choice.
and I know that it's ABC's 8 o'clock hour, so you have to keep things lighter because it's still family time in a show like this. But I think with bringing in Hyde, and what I saw was the potential of like a really dark character coming in here, and like maybe a little darkness to the season, unlike the happy darkness that we usually see here. I know they always like, oh, darkness is in Storybrooke, but it's never like real evil.
No, we
Darkness.
we spent half a season where darkness just meant some baby powder on Emma's hair.
Yes, yes.
So still not over it.
Again with gold though, this
Yeah.
guy is bringing in the darkness. Do you care about nobody? Because I'm pretty sure you care about nobody.
Well,
Nope.
I think he's
except
saying
for Belle, kind of.
yeah, he cares about Belle
Not enough
because
to hold on to the box.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
I
true.
mean,
What do you go for? You go for the crystal. You should have gone for the box.
Yeah, like he could have easily grabbed the box, held on to it, and grabbed the crystal. I mean, come on, Rumple.
Just saying, when Emma was faced with this problem, she chose Hook.
Done.
Done.
Boom,
Damn.
done.
Mic drop.
Drop the mic.
Are you surprised at all when Rumple kissed Belle and he couldn't wake her up because it isn't true love?
right.
Just
Yeah.
blatantly isn't. So
Isn't.
are we surprised he didn't go for Belle box? No.
Nope.
No,
not surprised.
Nope, not at all.
surprised.
Yeah,
Done.
good.
I'm
He
done
had-
with him.
Power over love.
And
every
now we
time
have to
with him.
work with him, but now we don't because then he did this, and now he's brought out the monster, and where is he? And he's trying with Belle. Give Belle back to the good guys who will figure out how to wake her up better than you will. Easier time getting her dad anyway. You can't do anything.
Justice for Gaston is really what this is about.
Yes. And for Roxy.
For Roxy.
And Gaston, but also Roxy.
So yeah, I mean, this whole Jekyll Hyde thing, and I want to know more about how they knew who the Dark One is, because clearly we've seen these books now, and we know that there's other stories and other realms that our main cast doesn't know about, but clearly the Dark One is the thing that is the thread that weaves them all together, because he's jumped around so many times. So what did he do to these guys that has them so pissed off that they're like, I mean, they were really ready to kill Snow and them because they thought they were working for the Dark One.
Yeah, and it's also interesting too. I don't like to that point. Also, in addition, we even saw Mr. Hyde. He knew who the Dark One was. He's like, "Oh, the Dark One found true love." I don't believe this. So like, he's the Rumple has done like wrong for a lot of people, not just in Storybrooke, but everyone else in the land of untold stories.
And I feel like we can assume that even in this land of untold stories, they have stories from other realms. Like, because if our world, if the land without magic has all of these stories, just hiding in the Midtown Library, who knew?
Who knew?
New York.
Speaking of that library, what did you guys think about the second Grail?
Random
the Grail.
Holy Grail.
I kept thinking like the second wand of, Voldemort and Harry Potter. They're wands. Like there's two. They're brothers, And then I was like, oh, if there's a good Holy Grail, of course there's an evil one.
Are there two, Marissa? Because I'm pretty sure if I throw a penny in a fountain and ask for a third, it will appear.
It will.
Yeah.
It will. You just have to believe, Roxy. You just have to believe.
And get
We'll
all
get
the
there.
rest of New York to believe.
We'll get there.
I wrote down, and I feel like Blake is going to be with me on this in my
I'm
notes.
excited.
That moment with Henry's big speech on the fountain thing, it was Peter Pan getting the crowd together to clap to bring
clap for
Tinkerbell
Tinkerbell.
back to life.
Oh, totally.
That I was like, this is the
I do
Tinkerbell
believe
moment.
in fairies. I do believe in fairies.
I think all of us thought that.
No, and I retitled part 2 of this episode, When You Wish Upon Your Moms.
No.
Roxy's not a
Angry. She's not having it. She's not having it.
You know what? They so wasted their wishes. I was like, wish Robin back.
That's what I thought. She goes, I made a second wish when I was up
Yeah.
there. Regina's like, I made a second wish. I was like, oh, for Robin to
Robin.
come back. He's going to come back.
Nope.
No!
To really
on,
not be
Regina.
evil.
It's like, really, I'll give you all the change in my piggy bank account to wish Robin back. Shite.
If only Marissa had been in front of that library, she would have come with like a whole Coinstar machine
Here's my whole bank account. Here's my routing number.
in pennies.
My other favorite
Go.
part of this episode, though, was as all the coins are going in, and then Hook and all them start getting attacked by pennies, and they're just falling out of the
Pennies
sky,
from
and you're like,
heaven.
I mean, isn't there like an urban legend where if you drop a penny from like really high and it hits someone on the head, it
It
kills
can kill them.
That's not a legend. That's not an urban myth. I think that's real. I think that's
It
a
has
true
to be
thing.
from high enough up.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Like-
it didn't kill them. I would figure like different Earths, it would be high enough up, different realms, but
Maybe.
maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not.
Maybe they
this
slow
one.
down by the time they reach the ground.
But I laughed so hard. I was like, they're being attacked by money right now.
What did
Right.
Snow even say? It's not pennies.
It's wishes.
It's wishes.
Well, like,
No.
Which reminded me of the Goonies.
Yeah,
Oh,
totally.
yeah.
But I don't get just like I don't want to sound way too nitpicky, but like when they were in the land of untold stories, the coins were coming from above them, but when they jumped into the portal, it was below them, and that did not make sense. How it would go, like I don't know,
Okay.
like the physics,
I didn't think of
Space-time
that.
continuum.
the
was
law
about
of
that.
physics were completely off.
Maybe they have a
Yes.
flux capacitor. It's fine.
Yeah, I
Maybe a
agree.
flux
I gave it
capacitor.
to them, so I know they do.
But they all make it back safely, and Henry really does rally up that crowd and get everyone to believe.
I mean, in
Henry,
his
you-
like Les Mis speech of dreams.
But the whole time I'm yelling at Marissa, but it's his fault that there's no magic in the first place.
I know, and that was such a big, such a fast turn for him. He was like, oh, I just got rid of magic. Oh, shoot, now I got to do something and rally to get it back. I'm like, nah, I don't believe this in 2 minutes.
Why don't you just tweet it out on your phone that has GPS?
Oh yeah, GPS. What do we think is more powerful and accurate, a blood map or GPS app?
We relied on
Blood.
technology in this episode.
So much. Granny can text, BT dubs.
It just
Granny
was
is texting.
it's so weird. I understand that they have these devices, but it's so not in the tone of Once Upon a Time for them to like have a phone and be on it and be communicating that way. And
I know, like the second they stepped outside of Storybrooke, then they relied on technology.
Yeah, then it's like,
What?
oh, well, we're in New York. We need our phones now.
yeah, so fine,
that's-
tweet it out. Everybody believe.
Everyone believes.
Yeah, hashtag
please.
just believe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pin your location to the fountain.
Yeah.
If you check in on Yelp at the Midtown Library.
Foursquare.
Oh my god. But everyone gets back safely, and then we have this whole talk with Snow and Regina, which was great on the roof, about how she doesn't want to be this person, because her and Emma had talked earlier about how every day is a struggle and it's a constant battle. Every moment of the day, her first instinct is to do something evil, like
Jafeel.
what?
Jafeel. I feel her.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sheffield.
So let me lean away from
I
Roxy.
mean, that could be a mic drop moment.
I mean, well, I think we all were just
Just shocked.
surprised.
But
Every
you know,
day I want to wake up and do something evil.
So you're hiding a lot between your tasteful cotton and good
Yeah.
intentions?
I'm just waiting for the drink to get out of the, the injection to
serum.
take it out so I can murder my other half. Rip its heart out.
Evil Roxy.
This has become weird.
which
Continue.
yeah, it is. Which was very crazy to me because I'm like, you guys are encouraging her to. I know we want to get rid of the evil queen, but you're encouraging her to
Murder.
separate herself from here and then murder this person,
its
but
heart
she's
out.
still the good person
You're
in all of
encouraging her to
this.
rip its heart out.
I didn't really see it as straight up murder. I saw it as like you finish your end, your evil side, like in any way that you see fit.
It's a partial suicide.
It's like literally
Overcoming the worst of yourself.
It's up to you to destroy whatever evil side it is in the way in which you intend it.
What did I miss? What did I miss about her ripping her heart out and then crumbling it, and that being what I figured was
Dead
finite,
and gone.
Right.
and then her coming back? Am
And
I
then
missing
the dust
something?
went to the dragon.
No,
We have
because
to talk about the dragon too.
yeah, because the dust and the spirit. I was like, okay, evil queen is not Voldemort.
Yeah.
She can't like keep coming back in Horcrux form.
Is all we ever had to do with anybody whose heart got smushed take the powder?
Because if so, I want Jamie Dornan back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
now.
I mean,
Seriously.
let's do it.
Yes.
But I read it as my thought was maybe because she, and I don't know how this would work, maybe she went to, as the evil queen, went to the land of untold stories because her story was not finished after she died. And then because Jekyll or Hyde made the deal with Rumple and he said, I brought that land with me here, so maybe that's how she got back. That was the only way I was trying to
They're
make
gonna
it
need to explain
figure
that,
out, but they
though.
really need to explain how she's still alive.
Excuse me, please explain yourself.
Please
Excuse
explain.
me, I would like that for a couple of
Speaking
things.
of the dragon, we haven't seen him in a while
Because he died in season 2.
I mean,
how
yeah,
the
he
hell
died.
is he still alive?
Well,
because
maybe
he's the MFing dragon, son.
I mean,
Oh.
it's cool he's back, but it didn't make sense.
No,
But it's cool he's back.
I mean,
Sure.
He was
so
back.
so we've got
he
we've got
was.
2 untold rebirths that they're gonna need to
Explain,
spell
yeah.
out for us. But the most exciting part was we got a gown.
that gown.
We got a gown. Dad gowned up.
that
Yeah.
gown, though.
And that necklace.
Yeah.
And that updo. We'll get to that.
Yes,
one.
but
Piece too.
Oh my god.
yeah, but I
Teasing
was
us.
really excited because when Regina split herself and did the whole Jekyll and Hyde thing to herself, I was sitting there thinking, man, we're just gonna get rid of the evil queen just like that? Like, she's such a great character in all of this and evilness and stuff. I was like, it'd be kind of fun. I thought Regina wasn't gonna be able to go through with it and she was gonna escape and then they were gonna have to fight
I
each
thought
other
she was
a
going
lot.
to kill Regina, and we were going to need to figure out a way to get Regina back.
Oh my god, you cannot kill
no.
Robin and Regina in
Marissa would have
consecutive
never
episodes.
survived.
I would lose my shite and flip this table.
Oh,
Speaking of Robin, he did write a very nice letter to Regina.
He did.
he did.
Did.
Not enough. Not enough for this.
She is a true heroine, you guys. She is.
She is, and that's who he fell in love with. And I mean, how cute was Roland? Because I cried when he was leaving, and he was like, "This is for Regina," and it was the feather, from his
really
papa's arrow.
He was adorable. It was adorable. He looks like a 90-year-old man to me.
Roxy,
in the best
he
way.
is a young child.
No, in the best way. He's a very,
But you know
very
how some
cute
kids
young
look
child.
like old
He just
men?
looks like an old man.
Yeah,
Like, I
she's-
paused it and was like,
She did. She was like, "Does he look 90 or is it just me?" I was like, "No, I see it."
like a
can
very
see it.
adorable kid that's also 90.
also 90.
So cute. Broke my heart though.
Yeah, the feather thing was adorable.
Yes. So Regina, she takes the crystal and replants it back into Storybrooke, so that they
Into
have
the gravel.
into
this
the
was
gravel.
good magic because this was when she supposedly, got rid of her evil self. So this was good magic, untethering the good magic that is Storybrooke to that.
So
Because
is there
magic can be good, guys.
It
Exactly.
can be if you
Can
believe.
It was
But-
good. It was just funny because if you go from season 1 to now, it's come kind of full circle with her that she started a curse and now she's ending a curse with
So if they were to leave Storybrooke again and go into New York, would their magic work out there now, or is it back to not working there because we took it?
I mean, can their magic make the subway come on time?
That's true. Well, according to Rumple, there is and there is not magic. So even if their magic doesn't work there, now we've learned that magic can work there because we just saw them wish.
Yeah,
So
I think magic works differently in other places that you go to.
Right.
And like they said, it's the way you look. Because it's always there. It's how you see it. People see it differently. I'm like, yeah, because New York is full of muggles right now.
Muggles.
Muggles.
Just a whole bunch
It's
of
like
muggles.
the equivalent of muggles and Diagon Alley. People can't see it because it's right there, but they can't see it.
Can we talk about one more annoying thing about Rumple for a second?
Let
Because
us.
I can't help it, and my mind keeps jumping to him. When he looks at Belle's body or the box, sorry, and is like, I'm gonna give you the one thing you always wanted. I'm gonna show you the world. First of all, she's not Jasmine, and this is not Aladdin. And second of all, is that what Belle's always wanted? Because I'm pretty sure she's just wanted you to be a good guy and like the love of her dad and Belle things.
I think she just wants an encyclopedia and for everybody to leave her the hell alone.
Yeah, like that and maybe a couple roses, but maybe not CGI ones. So I feel like that's how Belle feels. Do you know her at all, Rumple? Do you even know her? So frustrating.
I think there was a word in there somewhere.
There probably was.
None. Can't even piece them together. Sorry, we're not talking about him, but he's still pissing me off.
No,
I'm sorry that he's
The
pissing
struggle
you
is
off.
real.
But,
It's
he does
frustrating.
have information on how to wake her up. We don't know where this information is coming from. We don't know what
do.
land it's coming from.
Coming from an evil person who maybe is making it up or not. You don't trade with the devil.
I mean, I was
do
kind
in
of
the show.
surprised because I immediately thought that his like grand solution, that like Mr. Hyde's grand solution was like, here's my serum, split yourself in half, and then we'll have the good half of you kiss Belle, and she'll wake up.
Can you split? They should. I feel like every character now needs to be split,
in half.
and then everyone's battling their evil twin,
Right.
Except for David because he's already done that.
Yeah,
been
we know
there,
what that
done that.
looks like. We know what that looks like.
We know what that looks like, but everyone else should just have an evil twin next season.
I think that's what they're setting up for.
Wouldn't it be funny though if Rumple tries to split in half with the serum, but because there's only a little bit of good in him, it's like this little kid, and he's like,
Belle, you're cute. I'm gonna kiss you.
it'd be like so
Yeah.
weird.
By the way, I'm getting corrected by the chat that she's always wanted to see the world while she was in the Dark Castle. Just feel like
I
it's
do
low
think
on
that's
her
why
priority-
she's
you
always-
wanted to see the world. Here you go. I was like,
low
no,
on
from
her
a
priority
box?
list.
She wants adventure in the
Yeah,
great
but-
wide somewhere.
Thank you, Blake.
amazing. Oh my god.
But like seeing the world from the perspective of a box, no, that's not seeing the world either.
No,
But if-
very low on her priority.
But I think he's gonna wake her up. But then I was like, but then she's gonna have a baby. Who wants to? Not everyone wants to travel with a newborn all over the place.
It's
like,
not comfortable.
it's not comfortable. You gotta breastfeed all these places. Like, come on, boo.
Come on.
Now you got her pregnant. You gotta wait a minute before you can go travel around the world together.
Yeah.
Just saying.
powerful sperm. What?
What? What? What are you talking about? So let's talk about Henry's first kiss. No one was excited about that. Everyone
It
got
was his first kiss?
I'm trying to think. I was like,
Wasn't
did they
it?
kiss before? No, I don't think so.
I
No.
don't think they kissed before.
Oh.
No, they didn't.
That's
No,
so
they haven't.
interesting.
And his moms were standing right
know.
there
I was
during
like-
the whole thing.
So creepy.
But I did
Mom.
like
Watching. Like, they
Yeah.
didn't turn away. They watched.
Biddies. They were being biddies.
They
is
totally
what they
were. But at the end of that, it seemed like the mothers approved. They're like, yeah, this is cute.
He needed a little slap on the wrist after this episode. You got yourself into a problem that you solved, and everybody praised you, and then you made out with your girlfriend, who, by the way, why is she here? And you ran off.
Because
and
her
you're so
dad's from
young.
Connecticut.
Oh, yeah.
In King Arthur's
Yes,
court.
okay.
Ha, ha, ha,
So
ha,
this
clever.
story, I think this was literally the only kind of maybe an explanation of why she could stay. Is because she is relatable to Henry. The fact that like she knows the so-called Muggle world. She knows the real world like Henry does. So that I think that's like the only tie to keep her still on the show with Henry. That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Justification for vile Henry.
Because if she didn't have a tie back to the real world, she'd go back to Camelot.
Yeah.
And,
I guess
her
she's
dad
gonna
never
stay.
fit in there, though, she
No.
said. So And there's no portal to take her there anymore. She's not going to go back there without her dad. I think this is something we've been asking for Henry to have a friend, to have someone his own age to do stuff with. So it's her first episode really going after it. So, and it's the finale, so they're trying to put so much in that you don't have enough time to really go deep and get to know this person.
Absolutely, T, and I completely agree. And long term, I want her there. But tonight, when she's like, "I'll go get Henry and make sure he doesn't go far," I'm like, "Know your place." Because, like, you are not involved in our family right now and in our storyline, and I don't care that much about you yet. So make me care about you first, and then go get Henry.
Stay in your lane, Violet.
Yeah.
And there's someone in the chat. I'm gonna mess up this name. Jumon or something like that. Says, "How did that man go from Connecticut to Camelot?" I think that Violet's dad's story is probably something I'm interested in because I want to know the same thing. He's from Connecticut, but
it was the Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court joke. It's like that's meant to, that wasn't that the like live action.
But if that
90s whatever
explanation.
But if he actually is from Connecticut and he ends up over there, like,
what happened?
We need to know more.
I don't want to know more because then Henry and Violet will pick another name like Operation Mixtape, and then we're gonna have to go on it.
Which was so Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Rip off.
Mixtape number 1 or 2.
Mixtape number
Very
1.
Curious.
Very curious. Who else? Did we need to talk about anyone else in this show right now? There was so much. It was a 2-hour episode, so I know we've kind of breezed over a lot of the facts, but you guys at home watched the episode, so we're just kind of talking about the relationships and all that jazz.
The hook Emma, I love you moment.
Oh yes, how could I forget about that?
Oh, those hookers over there. Look at them beaming and blushing.
Perfect, and
so perfect.
Up and the kiss, and I was like, that looks like a good makeout.
I mean, yeah.
And did you notice that makeout was literally in front of a bridal dress shop?
Yeah, it was like right in
you
between
could see
them.
the white dress literally smack dab in between them.
I don't think that was an accident.
I don't think so either.
So
we
on
haven't had a
purpose.
wedding in a while.
Not in a long time.
And we haven't had one in Storybrooke.
I hear bells.
I can hear the bells.
I don't actually hear bells, but she's in a box somewhere.
She's like,
Oh my god. Yep. I think that pretty much covered it. That was what I found too.
The interesting thing, completely little weird thing, in the land of Untold Stories, the clock was actually 11:51.
oh. Well,
What does
I
that
don't know.
mean, Basil?
I don't know.
don't know.
And then the house that they were at was 425.
oh.
Alright. Thanks,
So,
Marissa.
I'm,
She
looking
keeps
under
track
rocks.
of these things. She does.
Looking under rocks.
Everyone, good to know. Okay, so Blake,
Oh, yes.
you want to take it away?
It's
our
quick.
last one.
I know it's our last one of the season, but it is a full circle moment because
Okay.
the Once Upon a Weave started because of Evil Queen flashback weaves.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
that is why it started. Like the very first high pony cascade tail. Like that was the first weave. Like that was the first notable weave. So it she split in half and there it was.
She
like
was everything.
she gave it to me. She gave me weave.
The outfit, the tits,
The
are
boobies.
just
Oh,
Oh.
it's so there.
All of it.
everything, and I love seeing her this way. That's why I was like, they cannot kill off not the best version, but the best version of Regina.
But
Totally.
yeah, like,
The
there's
best
no way.
worst version.
Yeah, the best
They're
worst
not gonna
version.
get rid of Evil Queen because she's always gonna come back in flashbacks, like this show always does. So like Evil Queen was never gonna go away.
No,
in
and
that
we need her
sense.
wardrobe and her weaves.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think Regina's hair was pretty flippy too.
It was
Yeah.
on point. It was
Yeah.
on point.
Can you imagine
girl.
Belle's weave when she gets out of the box?
It's gonna be a mess. I'm gonna
She's
have to
gonna
like
get
brush
Once
it for
Upon a Weave.
days.
Could be
Yeah.
box hair.
Box hair.
Oh, don't you hate when you have box hair?
Oh,
the
God,
worst.
it's terrible.
Worst.
The worst. First world problems.
Awesome. Well, in some kind of news, but not really related to this show, but if you watch Once Upon a Time, then you probably also watch Gallivant on ABC, and it was recently canceled by ABC, but Karen David, who's on this show, Blake and I did the Gallivant after show.
Yep.
She reached out to us, and they actually have an online petition to try and get the show onto another network or a Netflix or Hulu type of thing. So I just wanted to take a moment to let everyone know there's a fan video. I'll tweet out the link to the petition and the fan video. Please watch it. Please help in any way you can, because Gallivant is such a great
It's great, and
show.
it's totally worth supporting. And Karen is so so awesome, and she's been so great to us coming in and guesting here.
Yes, exactly. And I mean, if you like how Blake randomly breaks out in songs, like,
You'll love
Gallivant.
Just imagine that with auto-tune.
In medieval costumes. It's perfect. So I just wanted to give Gallivant a little shout out love on our show, so make sure you guys support
Awesome.
them. Yay. Guys, I'm really sad because I don't get to spend next Sunday with you guys.
I know.
You could.
Oh.
I mean,
We could spend it together. We just don't have any ones.
we'll
be watching Britney on the Billboard Music Awards.
Yes. Have to make time for Britney always and forever.
Always.
Thank you to the fans who are listening and watching on YouTube. Thank you so much for a great season. I hope you guys had as much fun watching the show as we had talking about it and fighting with each other about it on the show. You guys have been great at tweeting us and talking to us during the week about all the stuff about this show. Just because it's summer vacation doesn't mean the love has to stop.
Yeah.
So
Tweet us.
Yeah, tweet us. You know, let us know what you're thinking, what you want to see next season, and where can they find you, Blake?
You can find me everywhere at Blake McIver.
You can follow me on Twitter at Serafini TV.
You can find me everywhere at Roxy Striar.
And I'm at the Tiona Hobson. Thank you guys so much for such a great season. We love you. We miss you already. Mwah.
Au revoir.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.